Start the clock.
Morning, kiddies. Dr. Freedom here with you. Time for some Doctor Who news. News from in and around the universe. May or may not affect you in some way. I feel like I'm being watched. I don't know why. But okay, been a crazy week. I got a bunch of viewer questions written down now for, the interview with Sophie Aldred come this Monday. Somebody actually had to ask me, why am I doing it? I don't have good views. I'm like, excuse me. When something starts to become a job, then it's time to quit. You see, I do this as a hobby. As I've said before, if you add up all the paychecks together that I've gotten from Google, I think maybe I have enough gas for my lawnmower for a year, if that. Okay, maybe to fill my tank a couple of times or a few. I don't do this for money. This is a hobby. This is something I enjoy doing. This is something I have fun doing with my friends. And yeah, sure, it's great. My subscribers are up and all that. It took me how many years to do it, though, but I did it the honest way. I didn't go out and spend money on advertising, and you don't see me sitting here staring at a screen acting like I'm talking about something I don't know what I'm talking about. Let me give you a hint. There was a certain other channel. He gets tens of thousands of views. I won't name who it is, but this jackass actually had the nerve to look into the camera one day at his beautiful high definition in his studio, and he quit his job to devote his time to this channel and said that Tomb of the Cybermen was the first adventure or first outing of the Doctor with them. It's almost as bad as during the 50th anniversary year when we had a couple who were on this one cast that's heavily associated with a certain news organization I won't name, because I gotta love this. They were doing reviews, pretending that they knew anything about the classic Doctor Who era, and they were both trying to look like Tom Baker, because they were talking about, the episode Face of Evil, which introduced the character Leela as a companion. And this person actually looks into the camera and says this little gem, and that's stuck in my head to this day. The Doctor's new companion, Leela, an alien warrior of the 17 race. That's why I'm out here. I don't get paid to do this. I do this as fun. I do this as a hobby. I do this as something. And when people ask me, why are you going to interview Sophie Aldred? Because I can. And I'm, also it's something I want to share with the folks out there on YouTube who want to watch it. Sure, you could easily fill a small town hall with my, my viewers who do have stuck with me over the years. But you know what? So what? You see, that's the fine line. That's one thing I've learned in my 40-something years on the planet. When something becomes a job, it's no longer a hobby. It's no longer fun. And it just becomes a burden. And that's why I'm still doing this. I still enjoy doing it. Sure, like I told you, the Omega Files don't get that many views lately, but that's because we're off season. We're talking about John Carpenter movies, and a lot of them have been done a billion times over. And it's just because I like sitting down and talking about these movies with my friends, and that's it. That's why I do this. Oh, man. So somebody obviously missed the point. I like that. It's a poor business decision. I'll tell you what, you can take your business decision and shove it up your yoo-yah, okay? If you think that's the only reason I'm here, there's a lot of other guys out there who don't know what the hell they're talking about, who got big-time views, big-time subscribers, got thousands and thousands, and yet they're total hypocrites, most of them, because they have no idea what the hell they're talking about. They will sit there and tune into whatever's popular, make up some good shit, and then they'll feed it to you. And then a lot of people just happily eat it, and then at the end of the day, they don't realize they've been had. It's just that simple. You're being had. But that's that news. And that's as much airtime as I'm going to give it. Because what? You think I'm going to cancel an interview with Sophie Aldred because you feel it's a poor business decision? And since when do you know anything about my business dealings? It's like, what are you, Nostradamus? You can see into my future or something? What the hell? But okay, sorry to get a little abrasive. I can understand the criticism and all that, but it just felt to me like a very awkward question. It's like, If you're asking me that kind of question, then you obviously haven't been watching me that long. But oh well. Take it as you will. Take it as my form of commenting and criticism. But that's how I feel on the matter. But okay. Let's get into the good stuff, shall we? All right. Oh gosh. First off, we got some pictures that came up from Barry Island earlier today. That's where they're filming it. Words going around from the Doctor Who filming guys over on Facebook that they're supposed to be at Barry Island all week. Now, we received another report from Adam Orford. He was saying they were back in the studio today and then they're off to Spain. Now, here's the peculiar thing. Even though there was claimed sightings at Barry Island today of Peter Capaldi and Jenna Coleman, I haven't seen any pictures of them yet. So far, it's looking just like Unit was out there. But I'll have to find this gentleman's name. I'll have to give him credit in the description boxes. I had it written down here and I can't find it. It's just I got so many notes drifting around on different things right now. Okay, first off, let's take a look here. With this gentleman right here, that of course is Gemma Redgrave. So we know that whatever they're filming down there, it involves Unit. It's her there. And don't worry, you'll see more proof of that in a second. There's Ingrid Oliver, still dressed in the like military style jumper with little question mark collars and whatnot. And here we have one of the extras in Unit gear. And there's that new Unit emblem everybody's talking about. And then, of course, there's some more Unit extras getting here ready down at Barry Island. Now, my friend Stephen Price said he's going to try to make it down there this week, and I hope he gets some good shots. I wish him some good luck on that. But like I said, we also had that report claiming that they were going back to Spain, and that's like, unless something weird's going on, I don't know why they'd go back there. Normally, they'd get all the filming done in one shot. That way, they don't have to pay for multiple travel expenses. Also, if I don't see them going back to Spain just for pickups, that's a bit of an expensive thing there. Moving a whole production crew over to another continent. So, well, not another continent, but I mean way down from south of them. They're all in Europe. It's like, okay, let's get into the rest of it. Let's take a look at what we got here for today. And here we go. Blammo. All right. So press the button. All right. Why do I suddenly want to say something nice? Okay, moving on. First up over here on Doctor Who News, BAFTA celebrates 10 years of Doctor Who in New York. Special anniversary Doctor Who event is to be held in New York, hosted by BAFTA Cymru, Cardiff Business Council, BBC America, and BAFTA New York. Now, the special screening event will be held this Thursday, the 14th of May, so that's 2 days from now, to celebrate 10 years since the Doctor Who franchise was revived and went into production at BBC Wales. The event will offer 220 industry guests, a big screen showing of a recent episode, Listen, starring Peter Capaldi as the 12th Doctor. The screening will be followed by a Q&A with showrunner and writer Stephen Moffat, and will be preceded by a Pendrin whiskey and Welsh cheese and wine reception. Wow, that's going to be a funny. Well, we know where Moffat's going to be this week, all right? Okay. All right, this guy, I don't care. This guy here, and then Steve Moffat throws his 2 bits in. So if you want to take a look into this, information regarding BAFTA Cymru events program can be found online, and here's a link to it if you want to go look it up. This is mainly industry guests and all that, the big wigs and whatnot, so don't count on getting any tickets unless you're one of those guys already been invited, all right? Okay, next up, the 10th Doctor, our number 10 preview, Wednesday, May 13th. Of course, tomorrow sees the release of Doctor Who, the 10th Doctor, number 10, written by Robbie Morrison, and art is by Eleonora Carlini. Or is it Eleonora or whatever? And I got a synopsis of it here. So if you want, also they got a preview picture. If you want to click on any of these, it'll bring them up to full size, give you a little, little preview of what you're getting, so you can go take a look at it. Okay, jumping on over to Blogger review, Doctor Who Titan Comics Roundup. 11 Doctor number 1, they go through that. Number 1, Afterlife. See, they also go through 12th Doctor number 1, Terraformer. And he gives a little rating on that there if you're interested and you want to take a look at it, okay? Okay, Titan Comics Summer Event. Yeah, this is a big comic with it. Titan Comics Summer Event. Titan Comics have announced a special summer event which will bring the 10th, 11th, and 12th Doctors and their comics companions together, and it's supposed to be as a special 5-part series. Published weekly, the story written by Paul Cornell and illustrated by Neil Edwards will be published weekly, running through August and September of 2015 in place of the ongoing series. It features all 3 Doctors from Titan's regular ongoings. The first issue will be released on Wednesday, August 12th, supported by the Global Doctor Who Comics Day on Saturday, August 15th. Now, writer Paul Cornell has penned classic episodes from Doctor Who TV series such as, and what? Well, okay, that's a whole other thing. We'll get into that later. Such as Father's Day, Human Nature, Family of Blood, and they're both Hugo-nominated classic Doctor Who novels, as well as successful comic book runs on titles such as Wolverine, Action Comics, Demon Knights, and Captain Britain and MI-13. The event follows straight on from the issue number 15 conclusions of Year 1, with the second years of the 10th, 11th, and 12th Doctors beginning after the event's finale. 3 Doctors, 3 companions, and 1 action-packed mystery. The series is also available with 5 connecting photo covers. Those covers will be revealed tomorrow around 2 p.m. UK time. That'll be about 7 p.m. here. That means they'll be up on tomorrow's newscast when they pop them up here, right? But if you want to take a look at these, once again, just click on the images. That brings them up to full size. Once again, all articles talked about tonight will be linked below in the description box, so that way you can go find them. Now, this is TARDISes, Doctors, and Presidents, and some of these we're going to skip over because we've already gone over them in the previous days. All right, Paul McGann visits his home city. He paid a visit to Walker Art Gallery, Liverpool last week to see the only in Cleveland photography show. Now, McGann told his 53,700 Twitter followers that the exhibition was fantastic, posting a link to the National Museum's Liverpool website. The staff were so delighted, they tweeted back a thank you. Now, only in England, which opened in February, explores the lasting influence of photographer Tony Ray Jones on the development of British photography. More than 100 photographs taken by the late Ray Jones and also by fellow photographer Martin Parr are on display until June 7th. And this one we're going to be going into in a minute, so we're going to skip over that. Sherman talks Dalek. That's right. Playwright and Doctor Who writer Robert Sherman's been speaking to Den Geek about Doctor Who Dalek and the X-Files. He appeared at Brooklyn's only Who themed bar, the Way Station, hosting a screening and discussion of Dalek, and he spoke about the impact the episode had on his life over the last decade. And he goes, I had no reason to believe that Doctor Who itself would become terribly popular again. Then he goes into the rest of his quote here. He went on to add, we'd had this version of the show, but never that version of the show. It still leaves me boggled that it's still going so strong a decade later that it really does now seem we could give the original 26-year stint a run for its money. Currently, Sherman is in New York to promote a restaging of his 1992 play Easy Laughter, a biting modern satire of those who protect themselves from daily horrors through cruel laughter. Doctor Who's 2 most important episodes analyzed. It's a tale of 2 beginnings over at Whedonopolis, who have put together this analysis of the both episodes, 1963's An Unearthly Child and 2005's Rose. Focusing on the longevity of the show, the essay enthuses that both An Unearthly Child and Rose may not have had a lot in common at first glance. But still, they both serve the same purpose, getting people excited about a strange alien with a machine that can go anywhere, disguised as a call box. You might say the 11th Hour did the same thing as it tried to prove a 26-year-old actor could be a 1,000-year-old Time Lord. It succeeded in presenting a new kind of Time Lord while also honoring his previous form, showing he's still the timeless hero fans around the world have admired, and that's why Doctor has lasted for 51 years now, and most likely will continue on for many more. Now, all right, that's another thing. If you want to go check this out, this gentleman actually built, and we're going to go into that article next. That's right, I forgot I got it lined up. So I'll show you what we're talking about in a minute. Okay, we've already talked about the police lift doors. And finally, if you want to go take a look at it, the problem with this video, it's David Tennant from the White House Correspondents' Dinner he attended last week. And the problem is the audio is crap. I'm not kidding. I tried listening to this. You can barely hear a word he says, and that's at full volume with headphones on. And, oh, sheesh. And even if you were in a soundproof room and had the ears of the best, the best ears of a bat, I don't think you're going to hear anything he's saying. It's just bad audio quality. So if you want to go take a look, just because it's David Tennant and he's in a suit, it's up to you. But don't count on getting much out of it, okay? Okay, over on BuzzFeed, this guy built a TARDIS in his house and we're totally jealous. And that's the reason why I'm doing this, because you actually get pictures with this one. All right, this is one of their YouTube videos. He does have a YouTube site, and there's a link to it here on the thing. All right, Jamin White is from the countryside of Sunshine Coast, Australia. Look at this. This is beautiful work here. He told BuzzFeed he'd been a fan of Doctor Who since he was 10 years old. Look at that, man. That's incredible. That's just awesome. I kind of like the floor, too. That's But that console is beautiful. Sure, there's a lot of everyday stuff on there. Also, there's a lot of stuff on there. He said's over 50 years old. It took a year to finish in between working overtime at a cheese factory and look at this. Look at that lighting. That is just awesome stuff. That's incredible. He says the hardest part was to create the ceiling, part there where it joined in. Some of the gadgets on the control panel are over 50 years old. He got the bulk of the controls from the parts shed at the cheese factory that he worked at, all for free. Very lucky. Otherwise, thrift shops and junkyards. While most people say they're impressed, how impressed they are with the whole thing, especially the effort put into it, and the others tell them it's overwhelming and just want to play around with the controls. And if you want, you can see all the pictures here. Here's a link to it, and there's a link to his YouTube page where he does have some videos, you know, of the console room there and all that. Be sure to go check that out. And it's beautiful work. You know, this is a labor of love here, and especially that lighting. You know, the way he's got it set up and the way it looks when the lights are out up here. Oh man, that's just awesome. Yeah, great stuff here, man. And lastly, there's the other one I wanted to cover on its own because we had the actual article for it. It's over on Cleveland.com. We'll spot the TARDIS in Medina County parks this summer. Sadly, I used to live somewhat near that area, but now I'm 100 and something miles away from that. So no chance of me going out there just to look for it. Okay, if you want to see something that seems a little out of place next time you're out walking, picnicking, or playing in a Medina County park, don't panic. We're sure the doctor has things under control. Well, we hope so anyway. The bright blue British police call box, the sentient time-traveling spaceship, the TARDIS, from the long-running science fiction show Doctor Who, will be making the rounds of their country parks this summer. The full-size replica of the famous prop was designed and constructed over the winter by Park District naturalists Claire Bailey, Mark Ludwig, Nicole House, and Natalie Moore. It'll move from park to park every few weeks. No one knows exactly where or when it will show up next. Then they go into more there about, you know, blah, blah, goes into social media and all that. But you can find the Park District on Instagram and at this address, or on Twitter at this address. I just thought it's a really nifty thing there. You know, imagine you're out walking around on your daily walk and suddenly, boom, there's the freaking TARDIS, man. Oy vey. That's just awesome stuff right there. Okay, well, that's all I got for tonight. So until next time, guys, remember, I'm not here for the money. I make plenty of money at my regular everyday job. I don't do this as work. I do this as a hobby. I started doing this a long time ago because, once again, you've got all these big-time YouTube channels out here that are basically, there's a lot of these guys, and it's not all of them. It's a few of them just don't know what the hell they're talking about, and they're trying to fake it, and it just sounds even more moronic when they're sitting there spouting stuff that just isn't even actually factual at all. And I just came out and started doing this a long time ago because I wanted to get the most accurate information to the fans. You know, and I'm coming at this with 30 years of experience. And it was amazing to me how much stuff was getting put out on the YouTube and different media that was just completely false, made up, or just, you know, utter speculation from outside the Twilight Zone. So that's why I started doing this a long time ago. And yes, I'm going to be interviewing Sophie Aldred, and I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm hoping the people who watch it enjoy it. I don't care if I make money off of it or not. See? That's the big difference between me and all these guys. I don't do it for this. I do it for this because it's something I love. Well, until next time, guys, have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye. I think we better say something nice.